What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World. So let's talk. You know how we do it. Oh, you know how we do it. So let's get into it. And welcome to another edition of J Topics. Oh man, y'all, let's get into this Lizzo thing. Okay, first of all, just to prove to you guys that I'm not just hopping on the bandwagon. I'm not just jumping on this story for clicks and views and monetization. Though I do want some more monetization. I have actually been talking about Lizzo on this channel for a little while now. And for all of you fact checkers, if you don't believe me, just go down my timeline, check any of my older videos over the past couple years, and you will see various Lizzo stories throughout the past few years. Okay, so this is not my first time to the rodeo talking about Lizzo. I guess you have heard that three of Lizzo's backup dancers are now suing her. So these three backup dancers are basically alleging a toxic work environment. Allegedly, okay, this is all alleged, okay? They are basically saying that Lizzo made them eat a banana out of the hoo-ha of a sex worker. Oh yeah, y'all, this thing really gets deep. They're also alleging fat shaming from Lizzo. Okay, and they're also alleging threats of violence. Y'all, let me tell you something. From the first time I ever started talking about Lizzo, I've always said that Lizzo, in my personal opinion, gives off mean girl energy. Mean girl energy. She has always come off as a mean girl. She has. Now, my first initial video about Lizzo, I was big up in her. I was very excited about her. I was talking about her singing voice, the way she's able to rap. She can flow, you know, she can throw a few bars around. She plays the flute. The girl can dance. You know, this whole confidence, the fact that she's a plus size, beautiful woman. Yet underneath, in my opinion, there's always been just a nastiness about her. For example, who remembers a few years ago, maybe a couple years ago, when Lizzo threatened to beat up her Uber Eats driver? Remember, there was a young lady, I forget that young lady's name. What was her name? Tiffany Wells. That was her name. A young lady by the name of Tiffany Wells. She threatened to beat that girl up because the girl had messed up her Uber Eats order. She even put that, she went on Twitter, because you know Lizzo loves going to Twitter, and she put that girl's, her face and all of her information on Twitter and had people cyberbullying her and everything. I mean, she completely sicked her fans on that girl. But that's just one example. Another example, Jillian Michaels. Now, Jillian Michaels is a well-known personal physical trainer, okay? She was on that show, The Biggest Loser. She was one of the trainers on there. You know, we all love Jillian Michaels. At least I do. I like Jillian. You know, and I remember in an interview, the person asked Jillian, well, what do you think of Lizzo and what do you think of her weight? And from a personal trainer's perspective, Jillian, she just says, well, you know, I mean, well, ideally, I really don't feel that that's maybe a healthy way to live, you know, being obese. She said, but, you know, she was just basically answering the question from the perspective of a personal trainer. Again, Jillian Michaels is a professional personal trainer, and she was literally answering the question from that view, okay? She was not just attacking Lizzo. They asked her a question and she answered it as honestly, and I feel in a very classy way. Well, Lizzo, she got on her Twitter those Twitter fingers got to bouncing, and she told Jillian Michaels she can suck her whole, you know what, every part of it, kiss her ass, and I mean, it was just very vulgar, very nasty. Typical Lizzo, okay? Who remembers when Lizzo went to a Lakers game and danced in a thong? Her whole ass was exposed. She lifted up that t-shirt and she had on a thong and fishnets. I mean, do y'all remember that? Whole ass out, twerking. There were little kids there. There was old people there. All types of people were in that audience. Vulgar, disgusting, and nasty, and she did not care. And here's the thing that really pisses me off about Lizzo. She's always the aggressor in all of these situations. And whenever you check her on it, she defaults to the, oh, you're picking on me because I'm fat. I'm the fat girl. You're picking on me. She always does that. Think about it, y'all. Lizzo has a pattern of always being the aggressor, and then when you check her, she defaults to the, you're picking on the fat girl thing. You know, you're fat shaming me. And for a lot of fans, that has actually worked for her, okay? She had a lot of y'all fooled. Y'all, Lizzo has never had me fooled. Once again, you can fact check me. I've always said that about Lizzo. Well, now, Lizzo, she has hired the lawyer that represented Bill Cosby, that represented Chris Brown. He also represented Charlie Sheen. I mean, this is a pretty well-known crisis type of lawyer, because y'all, Lizzo is getting dragged. She is getting dragged left and right. And these dancers, they're not playing with her. I remember seeing one interview just a couple days ago. This one dancer said that Lizzo jumped up in her face and said, you better be lucky I don't fight anymore. I mean, it was quite a toxic thing. Now, here's the thing. Again, I have to say allegedly, because at the end of the day, this thing is going to go to court, okay? Lizzo has her side of the story, and these dancers have their side of the story. I don't know if these dancers are necessarily telling the whole truth. This could be a pile-on type situation. This could be a money grab. I don't know. But I will say this. In lieu of all of the examples that I've given you guys on Lizzo, I'm sorry. I'm kind of going with the dancers right now. Because once again, Lizzo, in my opinion, is a mean girl, and she gives off mean girl vibes. So, I don't know, guys. This should be very, very interesting. Because right now, I can tell you that in the court of public opinion, Lizzo is not winning. Lizzo is not winning. She's definitely, I'm definitely not on her side. And I'm curious to know, what do you guys think? Now, and for the record, Lizzo has actually released a statement. Now, she released this statement on, guess what? Twitter. You know, Lizzo, stay your ass off Twitter. Please stay off Twitter. But anyway, so she went to Twitter and she, you know, gave this long novel, you know, and saying that, you know, these women are lying, and oh, she would never do this, and her character is being maligned, and all this stuff. Now, I'm shocked that she didn't do the whole fat girl shaming thing. I'm really shocked about that. But basically, she's saying that all these women are lying. And you can even tell that a PR person actually helped her craft this response to these ladies that are suing her. So, yeah. Like I said, this should be very, very interesting. And I'm very curious to know, what do you guys think? Who are you with? Am I speaking to any Lizzo fans out there? Any Lizzo fans? You know, are you on Team Lizzo, or are you on Team the dancers that are suing Lizzo? Where are you falling with this thing? You know, please, let's have this conversation down in the comments. And I will be doing follow-up videos on this. Because, yeah, Lizzo, this ain't good. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. and after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram and check me out at JaisWorldtv. That's JaisWorld.tv on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.